Yo,
Hi guys.
what's going on? We were gonna make a DreamWorks show tier list as we mentioned last video, but we decided to make Pixar movies
Yeah,
because
also I have not watched like any of them,
yeah, you
so
have. Oh, for
I've not
shows? Oh,
watched
for
like a
DreamWorks
single
shows.
show.
Oh, I thought you were
I've
saying
not
I
watched
thought
a
you were saying
single
Pixar movies. I'm like, you just said you watched all these.
no,
Yeah,
no, no.
okay, good.
Shows I have not watched like a single one of.
I will say this for the shows. Most of the shows are terrible, but the Netflix How to Train Your Dragon show that would have been S tier. But anyway, let's get into this. Pixar shows. Oh yeah, remember like, comment, subscribe. Anyway, Toy Story is S tier.
Yes.
Like, you literally, how do you hate Toy Story? Have you ever met somebody who hated Toy Story?
Um, Hated the later ones, but
Okay,
no one ever hates
hate
the
the
original.
the
It's too
original. First of all, it was the first Pixar movie, so they had to come out big, and they came out big. The whole movie is great. It's a pretty nice. It's a pretty. It's I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty funny. I think. I
yeah,
think.
especially for the
Uh, and Sid is a Sid needs to be put in in a white classroom,
in a
a
funny
funny
white
white room.
room
Yeah, he needs to put
where I
there.
am right now. He needs to go where I am.
Yeah, Sid is a very strange kid. I think I love the whole. I think it's just a good movie. I
It is
think
just a good movie. There's nothing bad about it, but there's nothing like
no, I say
blow.
no. I still say it blows away. I still say it blows me away
Yeah,
today.
but there's nothing
State.
like this was just so amazing about it. It was just overall really good.
Yeah, I think it's strong in every single area. So actually, I'll put down the A tier for that. Not S. I think it's just
It's not
strong in every
great,
single.
but it's not like oh my god that was the greatest movie. But it was
Yeah,
like I liked it.
yeah. Toy Story 2.
Which one was that? Was that the
That was the one where
daycare?
Woody got kidnapped.
Oh,
And
daycare
but
one?
no,
Daycare?
the one where Buzz fought Emperor Zurg.
Okay, that one wasn't that bad.
I actually like this movie. I say B
I
tier.
like that movie.
Actually, I'm gonna say A
I
tier. I
don't
say A
really
tier.
like the original. I do think A tier below the original.
Yeah.
There wasn't too much of a purpose for
It,
it.
it was kind of funny. I can't
Um,
lie though.
it was funny. It was a fun movie to watch.
Yeah. I think I kind of liked. I don't know. It's just some parts could have been better. Toy Story 3. That was the daycare one.
That one's
I
I'm
don't
not a
think it
fan.
sucked. I don't. I'm a fan of it. I can't lie.
I didn't hate it, but at the same time I didn't like it. I just hate like all the stupid toys they just threw in there for no reason.
Yeah, I think that. I'm saying B tier, because I think the whole story is good about Andy having to give away
Yeah,
his future.
if you can't just keep them all
Yeah, I also
forever.
think, and it helps that it's also Woody coming to terms with him having to
Yeah,
separate
they
too.
can't keep the toys forever.
I also think the villain was a good villain. I can't lie. The bear
The
was,
bear was a good villain.
yeah,
It's
and
just I hate that part in the daycare where it's
oh,
just
with all
like
the unnecessary, oh, yeah, all
they
the
just make
unnecessary.
these kids out to be like an actual terrorist organization.
Yeah, I think it's just like it's kind of gross what they like all the
Yeah.
stuff they're doing. I think the daycare part,
It's valid, but at the
yeah,
same time, I just don't like it.
also is pretty funny. Hola, yo soy Buzz. The Spanish part with Buzz Lightyear went hard. Toy Story 4, did you watch that?
I did watch Toy Story 4. Did you?
Yeah, I watched it. What do you think? It's okay. It's like
It's
mid.
okay.
It's C tier.
It's kind of stupid. I don't like the stupid spoon.
Yeah. Oh, Spoonie or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
I don't think it was insulting. Like
It
the
was not
one, my one
insulting.
biggest fear that it would be insulting. But I think it being a fine movie. I'm not. I'm pretty mad.
When you're on the fourth movie, fine is
Okay,
good
yeah,
enough.
good enough. Usually, when you release a sequel like 10 years later, it's usually terrible. But they did a pretty alright job with this.
Yeah, if you do all right with a fourth movie in a series,
Yeah.
you're doing pretty good.
I think Bo Peep worked because after the first, I'm like, where is she? Where? So I was like
Yeah,
really
man.
confused. Yeah, and I think it's an alright movie. I think I think I like the story a bit. It's all. I think okay. I'm both conflicted. I like and hate the story because
I do like and hate this story.
I feel like they should have not made Woody preaching about how he has the Spoonie has to stay with the girl Bonnie or whatever her name was the whole movie, if he was just gonna leave it, if the whole movie is just him also trying to figure out how to leave. I think it both works and doesn't work because I think it works because it contradicts, but it doesn't work because you're focusing on two things at once.
Yeah, I also I don't like the spoon.
Yeah, the spoon was annoying, but Coco's S tier.
Coco is S
Oh
tier.
my
I do
god,
like it a lot.
I recently rewatched it and it was so good. I don't
Also,
know
the animation for when that came out
oh
was beautiful.
for what.
Coco.
It's not even that old though.
It's not that old. Is it that old? I don't know.
No,
It
no,
feels
no.
like. Let me look this up.
It was six, almost seven. It's 6 years ago.
2017, which feels
It
years ago.
no,
Well,
it feels too. It should
feels like a
not.
long,
I
long
should not
time
feel
ago.
old for 2017.
It looks really nice.
Yeah, no,
It looks good.
Coco. Even for I still think even today Coco looks amazing,
Yeah,
visually.
it does look really good.
I think the whole story was amazing. First of all, I think it was a kind of it wasn't too like advanced with the story, but I think I like the whole music stuff and about the one thing I'll never understand in a movie is why his family in the world of the dead was mad at him for choking and dying.
Don't choke and die.
That was the only thing. That was one thing I didn't like about the movie. But other than that, I think the movie was amazing. The music went hard. I
The
think
music did in fact go
I
hard.
think the whole I think having the whole plot center around um well no, the whole plot you didn't even know who it's centered around, but finding out the very end that it's centered around the grandma who like was just like kind of like a character that was there at the beginning. I think centering around her at the end was just such a good move.
Yeah, for this character that gets like
Yeah.
no screen time and just to
I mean they hint at it, but like they say something about why they don't like music, but they don't like make it integral. And I think it's just very I think the scene at the end where he's singing the song is just very sad or very happy. And I think the one part that was really funny is when they show her in the afterlife that she's still an old woman and her parents are still young.
yeah, it's wild.
It was
It's a
funny.
good movie though. I
You,
really liked it.
you can't
It's
hate
really good.
Coco. I just say that you can't hate Coco
There's nothing it does wrong.
unless you're racist, but just don't be racist.
Yeah,
Please.
go watch that one video with the buildings.
Yeah, the buildings. We watched that the other day, our last day of class.
Great.
Okay,
It's a
yeah.
great video.
It is.
Probably put
Monsters Inc. S
S.
tier. Monsters Inc. You literally can't go wrong. Honestly, first of all, Mike is a funny character. I think Sully is a good character. I like the whole movie where I think it doesn't really have like a super advanced. I don't. Does it have a meaning? Really? It really doesn't have a meaning, but I think it's just good plot. I think. I think. Yeah. I think it's really good. Mike finds out. I think actually it works really well with the sequel that they released too. Which isn't it? Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, sorry. I'm blabbering. You can talk about it for a bit.
I you kind of got all the points I wanted to say about it.
Yeah.
It's just really good. You can't hate it.
I
It
really
does everything great.
I really like the relationship between the I forget her name, but the girl and Sully. It's
Yeah,
a really
I
nice
don't
relationship.
think did they even give her a name?
I don't remember if they did. I think they just named her something. Actually, fun fact about this movie though, there was a scene that was changed. I'm pretty sure it was the explosion scene or like the EMP scene. It was originally supposed to be like an explosion, but I'm pretty sure it was 9/11 or something reason that they changed that scene because
It's pretty valid.
it's pretty valid. They did the same thing with Leo and Stitch. They changed it because of 9/11. But yeah, it's a pretty valid reason, and I think the movie's good. Monster University is A tier,
Yeah, it's not as good as the first one, but
but it's
still,
still good.
it holds up well. There's a reason for it. It's not
Yeah,
a cash grab.
and it ties in very well with the first movie.
It does.
They like you go back to the scare stuff, but they hint at the laughing stuff, the laugh power, and I think it's really nice seeing how they first like became friends. Cause you would
It
like,
is.
cause realistically, one of my biggest questions in the first movie was like, how did the Mike, this small like little ball creature, become friends with apparently like the most handsome monster in the world, or like the best scarer? Like, did they just get assigned to each other or what? I think it's very good. I also like the ending, how they revealed how they started working for Monsters Inc. and that they never really passed college.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that was a pretty good ending because it shows that you don't have to go to college to be successful. Because there are cases. I mean, there are still times where you definitely should, but if you have something
You
like
don't
that
gotta.
you don't need to go to college, like if you're a good artist or something and you don't need to go to college, then and don't gotta go to college, just don't. Then fit in your knack how you can. If you can't succeed in one way, it's not for everyone. That's a really, I think it was a good message. Up,
Up S tier.
hear me
You're not
out.
even making
B
more.
tier.
What the no.
Okay,
That's just skull.
the first part, the first scene of that movie carries it. That first part carries it. Let's be
It's a
real.
lot more than that. Let's not be real. That entire movie is
No,
amazing.
I think that first part carries it heavily. I think it's a good movie, but I think that
But it's
first.
his backstory. It just they just do it really well. It's a lot more than that. Up is just a great movie.
Okay,
I
hear
think
me out.
probably I like it a lot more than the original Toy Story.
Fine, I'll put it A tier.
Fine. All you gotta know is that Up is a lot better than what he's selling it for, and this guy is a fake and a fraud.
I just think the first part of the movie carries it. That's my opinion. Nemo,
It's a really great part of the movie, but
it is. No, I do admit that scene is a masterpiece.
it's just it's a lot more than that that makes it a good movie.
I don't know. Nemo's S tier.
Nemo is S tier. I
N-
love Finding Nemo. It was my favorite
Yeah.
movie as a small
If
idiot child.
well, there's one movie on here that was my favorite movie as a child, but we'll get to later. I think Nemo. I think I love the message, or like the message. Yeah, message of just he's. It shows to. It shows that you have to let go, but or give your kid freedom, but not like way too much
Just let
freedom.
him go.
Let them go, but don't let them off the hook like completely. Like you gotta
Yeah.
still have some mindfulness of them, or else what happens, or else what happened to them will happen. Or what happened to Nemo will happen.
You'll get kidnapped.
You'll get kidnapped. Yeah, which is actually still kind of plays into that message.
Yes, it works well. It's fun for kids, and it sends a really important message to parents.
Yeah, I think also it looks really good, especially for the time, because
It
this was
does.
also early Pixar.
Also,
Um,
Dory goes crazy.
Dory goes crazy. I do think the movie is funny. The shark, fish are friends, not food.
And then 5 seconds
Later. Yeah, I think and the turtles I didn't realize was supposed to represent people that are on drugs as a kid. Yeah, I just think the movie's very good. Can't really go wrong with Nemo. You really can't. Finding Dory, what would you say? I say A tier, honestly.
A tier. It does well for itself.
Honestly, though, I heard they were making this movie, and I thought it was gonna be terrible at first.
I did think the first thing I thought was, oh my god, they're gonna ruin everything.
Well, I
But
would,
no, they did.
yeah.
They did good with it.
I literally thought I was
They
like,
gave the brain damaged fish some character.
yeah, I was like,
development.
how can I was like, there's no way you can make Dory a good character, but they actually made her work
Dory's a
very
funny
well.
character. She just tries to help. She's
Yeah,
trying.
yeah,
Dory
she's.
hasn't got much going up and everything to link her.
I think it works too because it explains a lot about Dory. It really does. Like, I think just Dory worked very well as a. I think it worked well. It was pretty. It was kind of funny, and I think folk centering a movie. I think this is probably a really good example of them switching main characters in movies and making it work. Like between a
Yeah.
sequel and a prequel, or not prequel, but between a first and second movie, because they literally Marvin and Nemo are literally the secondary characters now instead of Dory.
Yeah, because they had their whole arc that you can't really do
Yeah,
much more with them. So I'm glad they realized that
and
and
then
didn't just start
yeah,
out.
they could have hatched out some really B B sequel bargain movie about Marvin and Nemo, but they didn't. They actually focused on Dory and gave her like an entire story that worked well. I actually felt bad for Dory a lot.
Yeah.
Okay,
They did really well with it.
Ratatouille, S tier.
S tier. I
You
love Ratatouille.
Ratatouille is probably the greatest Pixar movie of all time. Let's be real.
I think Ups, but whatever.
No, I think Ratatouille is better. I feel like
I love Ratatouille.
okay, Remy. I think the whole message is great. Anyone can do anything, no matter who. And honestly, with some of the technology we're seeing today, that has become more true than ever. Like you're seeing
Yeah.
people in
40
wheelchairs
years ago, you
walking.
couldn't, like, you honestly couldn't do something as if you had, like, some sort of disability. But
But
now, with the new
now, yeah,
technology,
now there are people who can't walk
you
that
can
literally have.
do anything.
Yeah, there are people that can't walk that are now getting like robotic legs and stuff.
So,
There's this kid that has a literal tank wheelchair. It's
that's awesome.
it is cool. It is I can't lie, it's pretty cool. You know, but I think it tells a really good message that anybody can do anything, no matter who, no matter what size, what thing.
But
Um,
also, it's funny.
it's funny too. It's beautiful looking. Paris is portrayed. Actually, no, one big issue. Everyone's too nice in that movie.
Yeah, it's not a very realistic representation of Paris.
Yeah,
But besides that, it's beautiful.
and and the ending was great. That movie was just amazing. Just watch Ratatouille.
You watch Ratatouille.
The Good Dinosaur.
It's a good dinosaur, and it's a
Did
pretty
you
good
watch
movie.
this?
I did. It was
It's
really
C
good.
tier.
Yeah.
It's literally mid. Like it's a textbook definition mid. Plot mid. Comedy. I really didn't. Did it have any comedy really?
It's there if you're a 5-year-old.
Yeah, comedy, child comedy, but that's okay. It's for children. I just think this movie's the definition of mid.
It is.
Like it's forgettable, but it's mid. Like I literally can't call it bad, but I can never call it good. Do you know I can? Oh,
It does everything
yeah.
okay.
Do you know I can call good though? Cars. This is S tier, baby.
I love cars. I like when the car goes vroom.
I will say this. Apparently, according to my father, I've watched Cars over 100 times, and that's not a
That's
joke. Apparently,
kind of crazy.
it could be worse. He said my sister watched The Little Mermaid more, but they said they could. I watched it so much that they could recite every single word in the movie. But even today, Cars 1 is still a banger. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's great.
Recently,
If I hadn't liked the movie that much, I think I would.
no, I still think it's good. Apparently, though, recently people are comparing it to a Hallmark movie, but that just makes it even more impressive that it's that good.
A Hallmark movie? Hallmark
Like, no, no, no,
movies suck.
they literally said the plot is the exact same as a Hallmark movie. Okay, a rich dude, right?
Yeah,
A
kinda,
rich dude.
kinda, kinda.
It's
They
literally,
make it work. It's also fleshed out, and they
yeah,
don't just. At least it's not a Christmas.
yeah,
Like Hallmark has the same plot all the time, but they don't flesh it out at all.
yeah,
It's a Hallmark movie plot, except they actually do it well and don't just add random
yeah,
crap.
and also the romance isn't the forefront of the story. The real forefront,
Yeah,
it is a romance. It's the romance between Mater and Lightning McQueen.
yeah,
I think it's just a really good movie. I think Tow Mater works very well as a character in this movie. I like him and Lightning McQueen are just complete opposites, but Lightning McQueen learns that sometimes living the low life is a good life. I
yeah. Because he's like a mega star. Mater's really a
he's an
Photoshop rusty
yeah,
little
he's a
city.
he believe his ego is heavy, and Mater is literally like he loves other people, not he doesn't just love him. He doesn't focus on himself.
It works very well.
Yeah, I just think it's an amazing movie. It's just it's so good. I keep seeing Cars 1 edits come on my Instagram recently for some reason. I don't know why, but they're great. Yeah, Cars 2, however, is D tier. Actually, no, F tier. Cars 2 is an insult.
Cars 2, is that the spy one?
Yes,
Oh, that one sucks.
that sucked. If you say you like this movie, you're lying to
And I
yourself.
liked it when I was 5.
Yeah, I literally liked it when I was 5, but looking at it now, if you say you like this movie, you're lying to yourself if if you rewatch it and still like it. It's bad. Yeah.
It throws everything that Cars
Our
should be out the window.
window?
I do think that blue car is still raw, though.
Yeah,
That's my
he
only
was fire. But
Yeah,
literally, it's so bad that Cars 3 literally doesn't even mention it.
no other. Yeah, there's never any callback
Like,
to it.
there's literally a
Cars
scene.
found your blood.
One scene that makes no sense is the end of the movie where Mater is going 600 miles per hour and Lightning McQueen easily catches up to him, and then they start going even faster, which is literally not even possible for like cars today. I'm pretty sure the fastest
But
I'm,
he's Lightning McQueen,
I'm pretty sure the
and he's
fastest car
moving at
today is literally a rocket engine strapped on wheels.
That's awesome.
Exactly.
Can I
Yeah.
have to buy one?
I don't think you can buy one strangely.
That's
Cars
so
Cars
cool.
3 though. Cars three's C tier.
I'd put it B tier.
B tier? Yeah. I, I'll put
So
I'll put B tier.
you need to put a high CM tier.
No.
I just think it's above
Mm.
Toy Story.
I do think it's both way. I think I also I kind of the message is counter positive to Ratatouille's, but it works. Saying
It works.
because I think it's kind of true. Because the whole message of Cars 3 is that sometimes you can't do any dream no matter who you are. Sometimes there's a limit of what you can do, which I think
Right.
also it really works.
That limit kind of makes sense,
Yeah,
especially in the Cars universe, because it's like, oh, you physically can't run fast enough because you're a car and your
you
engine
can't go
isn't
fast.
good enough to
You're
win.
like
But it does
some
counterintuitive. It's like
yeah.
Ratatouille and some other movies,
Some people
but
can
also it makes sense for the
yeah, some
universe.
people can literally never do some things no matter how much. They're like my mom she's works in with math. She like does math and stuff for her job, but she could never in her life. She can never learn calculus. Well, she did pass calculus barely, but she can never be good at calculus in her life and could never do a job where that's her main thing.
And my mom can't figure out how to work any piece of technology, despite being on technology and her phone for like 6 hours a day, and then she asked me how to log into your phone half the time.
Better than my
So
grandma.
that's fine.
But so it's just you really the message works really well. I do think Jackson Storm's a fraud. Lightning McQueen's the goat. That's my opinion on the movie. Anyway, A Bug's Life. A tier. I say
Yeah,
A tier. I think The Bug's Life. It's a fun movie. I
it's a fun movie, and then some
com
other
com
corporation was like, hey,
let's make
like you guys
ants.
like bugs, and then they made ants.
Ants. I just think this is a good
Because the
movie.
reason people like a Bug's Life so much is because of
Yeah.
the fact that they're bugs.
Yeah. It's pretty funny. I think Bug's Life is pretty funny. I think the plot works well. I think it is literally the whole movie is about the evil grasshoppers, and he has to find these. It's about turning nobodies into something. The whole thing was that they can't really do anything. These aren't heroes that can save them. They're random bugs that they found at a circus. The main character is a nobody. He's not looked good upon,
He's a
except by
bug.
yeah, he's a bug. Except so I like the whole message where he has to turn nobody to something. They have to get creative. It's not about being bigger, stronger. It's about being smart. It's about them outsmarting them. I think it just works well.
And they made Bug Movie good, which
That
is
is true.
surprising.
The Incredibles one is S tier.
Yes, it
Oh my god, The Incredibles is a good movie.
so
Like,
good.
Syndrome is not wrong. He really isn't. I think that's the greatest part about that movie. Syndrome is so correct, but he's so incorrect.
He does it the wrong way.
Yeah, that is really the whole thing. He's the definition of does it the wrong way. I feel like there's almost no movie characters as justified as Syndrome was in what he wanted to do. But he didn't have to start destroying stuff, start destroying the city, and to prove it. I think that was the only real mistake that Syndrome made. If it was
Syndrome's a very good villain because what he wants is justified. Why he wants to like attack Mr. Incredible and his family
is very
kinda
justified. I'd say it's still justified. He crushed his dreams completely.
A bit too far of like,
Yeah.
I'm going to kill your whole family.
He didn't want to kill
But
his whole family. He wanted to destroy all soups. Yeah, so he wanted to kill all soups.
Yeah,
But his whole thing was that he did not like
it's
in
reasonable.
yeah, he did not like an unfair society where he didn't like that these superpower individuals he didn't like that they were much high and mightier, and he was driven by Mr. Incredible, who acted a lot higher and mightier than him to be evil.
Yeah, even when like Syndrome made cool stuff when he was a kid, and he wanted to help, but they
But
wouldn't let him
they
help
wouldn't
because
let
he
him
was a
because he was a normal human.
yeah.
So he doesn't want super powered humans. So that way everyone can be equal.
Everyone thought that's fair because like it's hard for a human to fight against a superpowered person, and it's hard and like without a superpowered person, and even then, like if you when they tried, they wouldn't let them. And
Yeah,
he just wanted to be a hero, but he wasn't allowed
yeah.
because
So
of the power.
he became a villain, and I think all the characters work really well. I think Mr. Incredible himself, I think having him become from like this really big guy to an office worker and then trying to get back in, but realizing he is definitely out of shape.
Not not ready.
He's not ready yet. Again, I think I think Dash and Violet, which were the two kids, I think they had three kids, but Jack was just kind of there for
Jack Black was
humors.
not in that movie.
Yeah, he was in the second movie mainly, but I think Dash worked very well. I like him having to come to terms with I c- I want he wants to be a superhero, but he realizes he can't always make himself completely like stand out greatly.
Hmm.
Like he has to realize when it's too much. I like Violet's character of her having to like
But having to stand out
yeah,
and
having to
say whole
stand
things. I don't
yeah.
want to be seen by everyone.
One wants to be seen by no one, one wants to be seen by everyone, but then they both kind of meet in the middle by the end of the movie. And then Mrs. Incredible was just kind of there as more of like a plot character, but I think she also worked kind of well because she was like the opposite kind. Well, she was the same but opposite of Mr. Incredible. He was out of shape, but she was still able to readily get back in.
Hmm.
Except I wish the internet wasn't the internet.
The internet is the internet, and there's nothing you can do about it.
I know it's a mistake. Incredibles 2 is also S tier.
Yeah, for once, the sequel stays, S tier when the first movie's S tier. Cause, well, they
Exactly.
do that with Toy Story, but
Yeah.
usually
Well, no, Toy Story was an S tier.
sequels. Well, yeah, but usually when it comes to sequels,
Are worse.
it's either they take a C tier movie and make it good, or they take an S tier movie and fumble it. But they didn't fumble it.
Especially because this was after like 10 years over, I'm pretty sure.
Uh huh.
Like this.
I don't know why I'm so
Yeah.
tired. I'm like actually ready to fall asleep.
Well, you can do that after video. But, Incredibles 2 is just an amazing movie. I think I love the entire thing of them trying to get back into being superheroes. I like how it's the opposite, where Bob, the main character, in Mr. Incredible, has to take care of the kids. Frozone, of course, is the greatest character of all time again. Um, I think the whole thing of Jack having powers and stuff and having to slowly do it is really good. I think it's just a very well balanced movie, and everything is that's well balanced is also really good. So it just excels in like most parts, almost
Yeah,
everything.
I also think it's really good with Mr. Incredible, like, because he wants to get back in, but he
But
can't.
yeah, he can't really get back in.
And Elastigirl, or Mrs. Incredible, whatever you care, I don't care. She's not as hyped about it as wanting to get back in, but she also has to
Yeah,
because
she has to.
trying to get other people to.
Yeah, she has to become she's a forefront of the old superheroes, so she has to bring in legal new superheroes. I also think the villain again she was done in a well way. I forget her name, but I remember her motive, everything. I think it's kind of a very like valid, not valid, but like she has a reason that's not stupid or dumb.
Yeah, it's not. You threw a bagel at me. Which
Yeah. Oh, but that's funny though. That's funny though. The bagel's
it was
funny.
also a good
The,
villain.
but
Because
the bagel
bagel.
he threw it. Then my life was ruined. you know. But I just think it works well. Wally, S tier.
I love Wally.
Wally is, in my opinion, well, actually no. I would say it's the most beautiful looking, but I think Ratatouille's better. But I think this is probably the second most beautiful looking Pixar movie.
It looks so great.
It looks amazing. The story's beautiful. I I think having them not there was almost no talking, which made it It was really like most of the movie, almost like 30 minutes of it was nothing, no talking, just Wally
Yeah,
being a
Wally.
robot.
Wally doesn't talk. He barely
Yeah,
talks.
no,
Like you
no,
know,
Wally doesn't talk. He just makes sounds.
well, he makes it, but like you know what I mean. Like he
Wally. Oh yeah, yeah, I know what you
no,
mean.
but like you know what I mean. Like half the time he's not even being expressive.
Yeah, he's just
It's mostly the cast around him.
yeah, but even then, he's still pretty express. He can still get pretty expressive with his
Yeah.
eyes. But yeah, I think the whole movie
Well,
was.
like 90% of how Wally talks is just hand movements and his eyes.
I think it also tells like, it tells a beautiful story of Wally and Eve, but I think it also tells an amazing story, like a good story with the humans, of like, because it's a very possible thing. Like that movie could be
Yeah,
very possible now.
especially right now with
Yeah,
like us just talking the planet in the toilet.
yeah. Like the whole thing, Wally. Like a bunch of years ago, you're like, oh, we could never do that. But now it's like, wow, yeah, this could
Yeah,
definitely, especially with like the robot. That was great or amazing. I think, I love the whole thing of the humans having to get back up, realize like literally them evolving to become less efficient, so they have to like try hard as possible, which I think
yeah,
really works because they have to try to do this. They can't. It just doesn't happen. Everyone has to try as hard as they can to fit back in.
and also the jokes about the humans in that
The
movie.
jokes about the humans are pretty funny. Yeah, League of Legends players, EDP.
League of Legends.
Yeah. Okay, Inside Out. What do you think? Are you still there?
Uh, I am still there. I just got distracted by
Oh, sorry.
something that's awful.
Okay. Was it a movie here? Down here?
No, I got DM'd by somebody. Inside Out. I hate Inside Out. I
I
despise
don't hate it.
Inside
I
Out.
think it's a B tier movie.
Yeah, you. I think I'm just blindsided by how much I hate the plot and this
I don't.
12-year-old.
Okay, the 12. Yeah, Riley's annoying, but I think
I hate that 12-year-old so much. I'm actually going to punt her. So I think I just instantly want to put that movie in S tier. So you can give your reasons
at
for it.
S tier. You want me to
I
put an
mean
S?
F tier. F tier.
My reasons is I think the story is great. Not the Riley part. Okay, I think the Riley part she's annoying, but I think it works with the inside and elevates the inside. I think it's a good way of showing how you grow up because she goes from when you're a kid you only know simple ones like I'm happy, I'm sad, but I think like when you start to grow up you realize there's different types of emotions. Like sometimes you can be happy and sad. That's especially true. Like I've watched movies and been sad but also happy at the same time. Like I just think the whole thing works well. It's a it's not too sad. Like it tries to get sad sometimes. It doesn't work too well, but they tried. I put up effort. The other three characters were kind of sidelined, which was my one which was a problem for me. But I think just having like joy and sadness, because they're like two opposite emotions. Like they're literally the exact opposites.
Hate that movie.
I don't hate it. I think it's B tier.
If you just to go into why I hate it, Riley's mad annoying. Joy is mad annoying. Which how are you the emotion of happiness and just complaining the entire fucking movie?
Well, that's because she's annoyed because she wants to be the only emotion.
Yeah, I know, but she needs to stop her yapping.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the movie.
Yeah, but she doesn't stop yapping even after the movie's done.
Yeah,
It's
she
just a movie
does.
of her yapping, and for the emotion that's supposed to be happiness, like every other emotion fits the bill. Joy is not an emotion. Joy is literally just every emotion. Joy is just a person, and they're trying to pawn it off as an emotion, and it sucks because you're not happy if you're complaining and angry and disgusted. It's such a stupid concept as well because why are the emotions locked up in a prison tower and can't see anything? And despite the fact that it's really the things they're feeling, she's like, I hate that movie. I actually despise that movie. It's so stupid.
I like it.
That's my rant. That's my rant.
Okay, Soul.
I like Soul a lot.
I like Soul a lot. It's A tier. I think one reason it got a worse rep than it did is because it's Pixar and people immediately assume it's a movie for kids. When it really,
It was not a movie.
this movie is not a movie for kids. Like,
If you took like a 10-year-old to it, they would not get.
yeah, they'd
anything
probably
from
complain.
it.
My little cousin watched it when she was like in She was probably like 10.
It was very different. I
Yeah,
liked it a lot
it's
though.
a more mature movie. I do love it a lot. I think it's just that movie's just great. You just don't if you have like a child, it's not a children's movie. I mean, it's like not like they don't say anything like bad or anything. It's just it's
It's not
more
you can't watch it with a kid. It's just a kid's
we're
not
gonna
gonna
get
get any
yeah
enjoyment out of it.
yeah they're not getting enjoyment and they're not gonna get like the message of the movie.
Yeah, because finding a reason you want to live is
It's
like
not like
a very heavy theme to push on a 7-year-old.
yeah, but it works very well once you're older. I think it's just a good movie. Yeah. Next is
Yeah, it was very good.
yeah Brave.
Did not watch it.
D tier. Brave tries to tell a story and it fails oh so much. It's just that it's a lot of things. First of all, the Scottish the
I'm
accent.
gonna get some water real
All
quick.
right, the accent gets a bit annoying throughout the movie, and it's a real accent, but they kind of overplay it for the movie. Like and it just like it's not like How to Train Your Dragon. How to Train Your Dragon they have accents. I talked about that movie last in the DreamWorks movie, but you know that just they have the accent, but this one they just overplay it. It's not a good plot. I think the whole thing of the mom turned to bear was just a bit. It could have worked, but they just really did nothing with it. It's just a nothing movie. Nothing happens except strong woman, which is a fine message to tell. Yeah, it's a really good message to tell actually, but they don't do it in a good way. Yeah. Anyway, um, let's what else? Are you back? Okay. Anyway,
I'm back.
okay. Talk about Onward.
Onward. Oh, I watched this one on a plane. Mm, It's B tier, lowest. Low. I put it above Inside Out, but I also hate Inside Out. So Onward, it's a good movie. I do like it. It's if you haven't watched it, skip ahead a little bit if you don't want to get spoiled. All you gotta know before you skip is that it's a reconnection movie. It it does some things funny, but for the most part, it's pretty deep. I can see why a lot of it wouldn't stick with a lot of people because there's like no comedy in that movie. It's pretty serious. It's very serious, especially for a Pixar movie. But basically, plot is these brothers lost their dad, and then I forget why, but his lower half comes back. He turns into Kinemon from One Piece, but in Punk Hazard. So it's literally just his pants, and they're trying to figure out how to reconnect him because they never knew anything about their dad, and it's an adventure with this pair of legs to try to reconnect, and it's good. There's no comedy in it. It's just deep. It's just all longing to be with family. I think it's good.
I do
It's up in the air
I
for
do know
me.
one of them is voiced by Chris Pratt.
One of them is voiced by Mario Garfield. Mario and
Star
Garfield.
Lord. I'm thinking you forgot he's Star Lord.
Oh, and Star
Yeah.
Lord.
Did you watch Luca?
I did watch Luca. It was something.
What'd you think?
Uh, it wasn't bad.
C tier,
I'd C tier.
above the Good Dinosaur, because that's just like the most
Above the Good Dinosaur.
below.
Maybe B tier. I don't know. I don't. I could see why people like it. Yeah, I've seen mostly people praising this movie. I'm not a huge fan. It's just the whole plot of this movie is basically Luca is supposed to be under the sea because you're
He's
supposed to
fish.
live under the sea if you're a mer person, but he don't want to live under the sea, and it's just him trying to live a normal life. But there's no real point to it because the whole resolution at the end of the movie is everyone just finds out and they're like, "Get him," and then they're like, "Maybe that kid wasn't so bad." Because before they didn't realize that he was
Mer person.
a mer person or whatever. They're like, he was pretty chill, and I do like the relationship with um the other guy. I honestly forget his name. It's pretty forgivable, but I do like their relationship a lot. Of like a more outward character and a more just very careful character, and him trying and the main character trying to learn to be not as nervous of everything. But it just doesn't turn out well because it doesn't make sense as to why afterwards they're like, oh yeah, we changed our mind. even though this kid did commit a couple crimes.
It's fine.
It's not like he was a saint beforehand, which would make sense. He's just kind of a normal dude, which I don't like it very much. I can see why people do like it, but I'm not a huge fan.
Next is Turning Red. We talked about this in our 2022 movie tier list. We just can't relate at all.
People, I hear people like this
Yeah, I
movie,
hear people
but
like
then
this.
again,
I just can't
it,
relate. For
it,
the
we
one
cannot
reason.
say anything about this movie. To me, I didn't watch it, but I'm pretty sure if I did watch it, I'd hate it. But it's not supposed to be for me whatsoever.
One of the big things is just like change, like how you grow up. Kind of. I'm pretty sure that's what it's supposed to be about. That's what I got. I'll put C tier just because it really depends on who's watching it. The
Did you
more,
watch it?
yeah, I watched it. It was all. I didn't like it, but I feel like it's
Yeah,
not.
I don't feel like you can get anything out of
I
it
don't get
unless
any. I
you're.
just can't relate to the main character at all. I'm not a woman. I'm not. I'm not an Asian woman. I don't like BTS. I'm not super out this. I just can't relate to any of it at all.
We're just people that are too far from like
The
to
actual
ha-
demo.
to have from the target audience to have any connection with these characters.
Yeah, I
But
just
I
can't
feel like
relate.
if you are Asian or a woman
Or
or
BTS fan.
well, BTS
Well, I
fans
think
a
it's
lot
just
too, but
K-pop.
or like any K-pop or like music fan or something like that, you can get a little bit of enjoyment out of it. But I feel like it's really just unless you're in the demographic, you're gonna hate
Yeah,
it.
you have to be in like. It's not super specific. It's not like you have to be Asian to watch and enjoy a movie. You have to be
Because you'll
this.
get more
You'll
out
get
of
more
it.
enjoyment. Yeah, because it's really hard for me as this dude to watch this story about like how a girl feels growing up. Like I cannot relate at all. It's like the movie Boyhood, if you ever seen that. It relates almost nothing to like women, so they would not get as much enjoyment as men would out of the movie
Yeah,
Boyhood.
it's just we are not the target demographic
Yeah,
for it, so it
yeah.
doesn't turn out well.
Also, I'm pretty sure that one dude was definitely gay. The one main dude, he was I'm sorry, he was too zesty. But yeah, these other two, Light Years and Elementals. I did not watch Lightyear. All I know it was very, very controversial
I don't know why was it controversial? Like
because there
just
was
like
like it was because they made like two of the characters just gay for no reason and like because well no because the thing is okay first of all
I
I
don't really
think
care.
yeah I don't care but I think that's why it was controversial because it's fine that some parents don't want to do that like I have literally no problem with that. Like they're fine to get mad about if they want, but I had no problem. But then again, I'm also not a parent, so I wouldn't know.
Hmm.
You know, so I just know it's controversial.
We can't say anything
I
about these
as a
last two.
as a yeah. Well, I can say Elementals is S tier because Claude,
Oh yeah, the entire theater
the
went
entire theater went
insane.
crazy over Claude. Yeah, so we did not watch these last two
If you
movies.
don't know what we're talking about, basically since Elemental was selling like absolute crap, Disney started uploading. No, they started uploading. I forget the company. I'm actually so tired for no reason. It is like 2 in the
Pixar.
afternoon. Pixar
I
started
hold on. I
uploading
found. I
stuff
found. I
on
found.
TikTok
I found. I
where
found the move. I
just
found the
a bunch
video.
of edits of like an entire theater
Okay, I found the.
erupting in laughter when Claude makes a
I found
joke.
the video on Facebook. Just watch it. Uh huh. Everyone's so excited for Claude.
And by the way, I think he gets like actually 30 seconds of screen time, and that's it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what
Um,
I've heard.
but it worked. I don't know how it worked, but it did.
No, they still. Well, they didn't come out good. You know, it didn't come
That
out good, but
advertising, there was a
it
spike
there
in
was a
that.
spike. There was a spike, but that was mainly because people went to go make fun of it, and then apparently the movie was like okay. But yeah, we
Yeah,
didn't watch those last two movies,
didn't
so
watch it.
thank you all for watching these videos. Um, we'll see you all next time. Like, comment, subscribe. Comment Lightning McQueen is the greatest racer of all time. If you made it to the end of the video. Or just comment Lightning McQueen, that's easier.
I love Lightning McQueen.
See y'all later. Goodbye.
Ciao.